Hey everybody, today's video we're going to look over an actual junk 2DX here. We're getting actually ready to send it into storage, but I just wanted to kind of show it in its existing state now. Before we pull this monitor, we're going to be using it for a different cab. But we're going to be doing a video on bringing this back up to a good functioning order. So I just kind of wanted to show what we had before we send it out. Got a little bit of damage there. The monitor is really good on it. And that's gonna, like I said, it's gonna go onto one of our other cabs that are going out. You can see some of the wrist wear there and whatnot. And it's pretty rusty and whatnot, but it was pretty complete. We already pulled the side pop holders and marquee for a different cab as well. We mainly picked this up because they didn't want to deal with it, so we listed it as junk. Got all the rest of the parts there. I think that's everything, and then we've got the stage over here is pretty chewed up as well. Let's see if I can make it over there without KOing this drum stage. And then we'll send it into storage, and whenever we get it back out, we'll do our restoration. Yeah, you can see here, this stage is pretty fucked, so we'll probably, I don't know, try and clean that up before we send it to auction. Anyway, just wanted to show what we have. Once we get back into it, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back getting this cab put together. So before we do any testing, of course, we're gonna get all the bars on. We're gonna get got the header here. This is how I forgot if we showed it before, this is how they transported it on top of this crane here. So we started, we took off the sides here, and we've got the bars getting secured over here on each side. We've got 3 screws up here, and I think 3 here, 2 or 3 that bolted in. And the difference between this and the second gen is the second gen actually cuts off right here, and there's a shelf. You can actually take the whole thing and lower it down. The first gen, you know, that wasn't really a thought for them originally. So, but yeah, so once these are in, then you'll pop the sides back on, and we'll pop this topper on. So the side here just has, you know, the screws there and the trim and 2 screw holes there on the back, and they just pop right back on after the bars are in. So yeah, I guess a little closer look over this cab now that we have it unwrapped. I mean, it's pretty complete for a cab that, you know, is junk, but at the same time, you can see here there's a lot of tape on this side here. I wonder if, you know, feeling this is probably maybe like the screws broke out on these. You know, you can see the wrist guard is a little more peeled and whatnot, but at the end of the day, these are probably pretty functional. These keys are dirty, but they feel pretty all right. The turntables are actually decent. You know, these are not actually not so bad. We can see some cracks in the acrylic there. As all first gens, this one, and actually even for a first gen, the art here on the front is very intact compared to a lot that you would see, almost to the point where I'd want to pull it and put it on a different cab, but you know, we won't. Let's see. Speakers are unblown, as all first gen cabs seem to be. I think more quality material, or maybe just the fact that you get more control over your sound levels on the first gen cabs. Let me get this open and I'll kind of point that out too. So yeah, this over here, and actually it looks like it's covered. Yeah, that part is covered, but there's other controls underneath that are supposed to, you get more control over it. So yeah, no, internals all look pretty normal. Let's see if we got any goodies. Nothing really. And again, yeah, there's a better look at that art. I don't remember if we got a look at it before. And yeah, in the back here, just normal stuff back here. It's, you know, pretty normal. Everything seems to be there. But yeah, we're gonna get this all together. We'll get a monitor up here. At the moment, we've, this isn't all the random loose monitors we have, but we've got 4 here. There's a couple more on some pads over there. Get those together. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pair a base stage with them. So we've still got, as of recording, we've got this whole sea of, this is all 2DXs over here. Just all the way there. But we have sorted over here our stages between 1st gen, 2nd gen, stuff that needs to be worked on. So depending what that we do with this cab, we'll see. More than likely, you know, this might go to an auction or something, but yeah, I'm gonna get this other side on, get the grill on, get a monitor on here, and then we can maybe start the testing phase, see if that PCB works, or you know what else we might need to do to at least turn this into a functional cab. Okay, we're at the point we're gonna drop this monitor on here, so we're just gonna walk this one right on over, and we'll get this installed and hopefully get a good test on this real quick. Okay. Good?
Yep.
Okay, so this cab doesn't have rails on the monitor mount. Some of them have wood rails that you need to slide it in on. Otherwise, this one just has some brackets you saw there on the front that clip it in. And we just got this bracket here in the back. I think that's the other way. Yeah. Grab these. So I just kind of wanted to show how that goes on. Okay. So yeah, that just pops in, and then we'll have somewhere down here should be a DVI cable. Yep. We're gonna go ahead, wanna hook this up, and we'll do a quick power test on this, which you should be able to do at this point. Okay. We got so you can, there is a service outlet on here. A lot of cabs, I think, tape that off. Some others, like newer cabs, also have an outlet here, but that's also taped off. Like, I think they don't want you to use that for whatever reason. Otherwise, like, I usually just plug the monitor into that. Is this one plugged in? I'm not sure. I'm gonna make sure real quick. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so nothing sounds freaky yet. Let's come around front. That's a good sign. Powering on. So, I mean, all said and done, this, I think mainly this was junked because the overall condition. Unless it's actually a true boot cycling here and not just... Actually, what's this stuff? Oh, that's just, there's just dust down there. This monitor's not that bad, it's burned, but...
No, it's just all over burn.
Yeah. But yeah, no, PC seems to be functional. We got a flickering light down there. This one's out. I mean, all that stuff's pretty common. I guess another thing, like the trim there is missing. Like, what else on this cab? Honestly, like, it's got both trim pieces on both sides. We've had cabs that were much worse than that. We've got speakers, card readers in here. I mean, that would be the next step. Go ahead, test that out, and see what does and doesn't work. This didn't have dongles, so we can't really do, maybe I'll pull some dongles and we can do some test menu check on this cab. But I'm curious how if these turntables will be good. Like, did you give these copies a feel? They're actually, like, besides the surfaces being, well, okay, so the surface on this one's kind of sticky. Like, you got your gloves on, but like that one feels a little sticky. But the turntables themselves are actually pretty okay. They're flat. They're not like scraping too much. They glide fine.
You've definitely had worse come through.
Oh yeah, way worse. I mean, I'd go so far as to say the one in the office is worse. It's like curving up. You know, these platters, I need to replace them. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it's actually gonna, well, it's not gonna boot because, you know, the other thing, this monitor, is it, I mean, you can't tell in the video, but is it flickering a little, or, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to look for problems. But anyway.
Maybe you're so used to 120 hertz that now you can see.
Yeah, who knows?
You can see some of the flickering with 60.
Well, I guess from here then, we will grab a set of dongles. We'll get this fired up. Hook up the speakers and card readers, test those a little bit further. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Gonna throw an error there. Perfect. But yeah, we didn't have to change out anything in here. That's pretty relieving. So, yeah, we will further our test from here, and we'll be right back. After that, we'll be able to. We'll probably finish it up for this one. I'll try and think if there's anything else I wanted to say in this video, and yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, we got everything as together as we possibly can, I think, on this cab. I was going to point out that the card readers weren't working. The game does boot without it. You just have to clear it with the service button. And we stopped last night. I came back today, and both readers just work. So real quick, I'm gonna look over this and look over some other things that we've got it all together. We put all this together. And you can kind of see, we didn't really pull anything from anywhere else, maybe just a couple screws. So, like, on the card readers, and actually, you know what, let me pull this cab out, come on back around here, and kind of show you what we were troubleshooting on it. The card readers do work now, but we had noticed that, like, this connector here, you can see it's loose, and at first we checked, one of these wasn't good. Like, you can actually see it here. Let me see here if it'll focus on that. Yeah, you can kind of see the red. Yeah, there you go. You can see the red LED there. So you can tell if it's powered on or not. And one of them wasn't on, so we just open it up and turn it on. You come around over here. There's just a switch right there. So one of them was just turned off for whatever reason. But they were both powered, and it still wasn't working. Damn it. Okay, and we noticed this was loose, so we changed it. Like you can see actually here, if you can read so for the player 1 side, you would have this goes to the PCB, this goes to the other unit. For the player 2 side, that one goes to the player 1 side. So we swapped that. You can see this is now acting as player 2 because of this, and it still wasn't working. So anyway, I just came in today and it just worked. I don't know why. So that was some troubleshooting. We popped these on just to make sure the speakers work. They do, but you can see the fronts. This was popped off on it. I don't know if I pointed out just how rusty this was when we were putting things together, but like this here is tape residue, like these bigger strips, but like the rest is rust. But yeah, let's other things. Looking at the control panel, I think we mentioned earlier, like these turntables actually feel pretty good. And then here, let's go into IO check real quick. I was gonna do that. Yeah, if I remember, neither of these really had any dead spots or anything. They feel fine. You hear a little. Sometimes you can hear a little scraping. That's it. But oh, maybe the sliders might not be. Oh, that board's loose. The other thing. So maybe the sliders are. I'll take a look at this a little bit later. This was just sitting there. It's the strip of wood that goes there. But what other things? I think I mentioned how clean this looks. First gen cabs, whatever they use to print the art on these is just a lot better than the newer cabs. Abe was commenting like, how does this happen? Or not Abe, I forgot who was here yesterday. But like commenting like, how does this happen? Like these make sense because these are, you know, that's from over tightening. But like this, like is someone just, I don't know.
Probably a ring.
Yeah, I don't know, because they're like, well, like those are like circular impact points, and they're the same size, you know. And it's not like someone putting out well, there's like a little bit of a yellowing spot there, but like it doesn't seem, yeah, because like here, it doesn't seem like these are from like heat from like a cigarette or something like that, because like that looks like someone probably put out a cigarette on it, but it didn't really burn it that much. See, what other things? Obviously, like, I looked at this earlier, but, yeah, anyway, now that all this is together, we had to grab, I think, a couple screws for the underside here, a couple screws for this. Otherwise, we didn't really add anything to this. I think that covers everything, and just, again, we did not pay nothing for this cab. We did pay something for this cab, but it was junk. They were pulling it for parts and getting rid of it. I think largely part of it is like stuff like this, the rust on these bars. It's not really in a state that you would sell to an arcade in Japan, mainly because there's so many better options that if you're going to pay to have it sent out to your arcade, you usually get something better. Whereas over here, something like this is still a little bit more marketable. You can put in the work and, you know, remove the rust, get some brasso or something. It's just not worth it for them. So, you know, very literally, and you know, a lot of these things, especially videos where we're looking over stuff like this, it's very much a one man's trash is another man's treasure sort of thing. But yeah, I think that about covers everything that I wanted to go over with on this cab, and kind of the point of it was just to, you know, take a look at something that, you know, you can, the kind of junk that you can buy in Japan, and like what you can do with it. Like, I'm not going to do a full restoration. I'm not going to, you know, strip that. I'm not going to go and, you know, replace the lights down there or anything like that. Maybe someone will, and we're going to send this out to auction so that, you know, maybe someone can get some use out of it. But yeah, I think that about covers it. I really don't remember if this one came with a bass stage or not. If it did, the bass stages are all mixed up anyway, but yeah, I think that about covers it. And actually finishing this video, because we're about to throw it on the truck and get it sent out. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And hopefully we'll do some other little like piece together videos of other stuff in the future. I kind of enjoyed doing this one. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.